No QB 2025 for the Tide? Hello, friends! As the 2025 recruiting cycle advances toward its conclusion, with about 8 months remaining until signing day, the spotlight is on Alabama. The year started with robust promises, with names like Jamie French, Anthony Rogers, and Javion Hilson announcing their intention to play under Nick Saban's tutelage. However, the sudden retirement of the Hall of Fame coach resulted in the loss of these three elite players, leaving a gap to fill in the recruitment. Since 2010, Alabama has consistently secured at least one quarterback in each class, except in 2021. With the 2025 recruiting cycle nearing its end, there is growing concern about the absence of a standout quarterback to bolster the Tide. If this becomes a reality, who could be the prospect that Kalen DeBoer will secure? KJ Lacey. Hailing from Saraland, Alabama, KJ Lacey emerges as one of the options. This player, who has a prior connection with Alabama through his association with Ryan Williams, Alabama's freshman wide receiver, and Antonio Coleman, a 2025 defensive lineman, has shown previous interest in the Tide. Although his recent visits to the campus have not been recorded since 2023, there is speculation about the possibility of Lacey joining Alabama and standing out as their starting quarterback. Keelan Russell. Another candidate is Keelan Russell, from Duncanville, Texas. This athlete, who received an offer from the Tide in mid-April, is scheduling a campus visit in the coming days. Considering Lacey's geographical proximity to Texas, securing Russell for Alabama might prove more feasible. Additionally, the Tide's recent successful experience in attracting Jalen Milroe, also from Texas, suggests that Russell could be a strategic addition to the team. Monty Antoine. Initially committed to Colorado, Monty Antoine, a native of Warner Robins, GA, is another potential prospect. With 4 visits already made to the Alabama campus, Antoine has been a target of interest, although his current inclinations seem to favor other institutions. However, a turnaround in the recruitment process is still a possibility, especially if the Tide shows renewed interest. In addition to these candidates, there are other names worth mentioning. Jamar Malone. A player who transferred from IMG Academy to Daphne, Alabama, Jamar Malone is a talented quarterback who, despite not having received a formal offer from the Tide yet, could be a viable option if Alabama chooses to explore last-minute recruitment opportunities. Cameron Keenan. Another potential addition to the roster is Cameron Keenan, a native of Ramsey, Alabama. Although he currently has no commitment to any institution, Keenan possesses a series of offers, although Alabama is not among his options. However, given the urgency to bolster the quarterback roster, the Tide might consider extending an offer to Keenan. Charlie Johnston. Born in Birmingham, Alabama, and a student at Moody High School, Charlie Johnston is a player committed to Georgia Southern. However, given his geographical proximity to Alabama and his status as a talented quarterback, he could be the target of a late offer from the Tide. While it is unlikely that Alabama will secure all these players, it is important to consider that each represents a potential solution to the Tide's quarterback shortage. However, if the Tide opts to postpone acquiring a quarterback in 2025, other strategies can be explored. Recruitment through the transfer portal has proven to be a viable option for teams in recent years, offering the opportunity to attract established talents from other institutions. Additionally, focusing on high-level prospects for subsequent recruiting cycles, such as Trent Seaborn for 2027, can ensure a solid foundation for the future of Alabama's football program. Ultimately, the Tide's decision regarding their quarterback for 2025 will shape not only the course of the upcoming season but also the recruitment landscape for the years to come. After the winter transfer windows and the opportunities presented to Alabama players following Nick Saban's retirement, Tuscaloosa's defense has seen significant player movement. Coach Kalen DeBoer has worked diligently to bolster his defensive backfield, bringing in several transfers, including safety Kean Sabb from the University of Michigan. Bleacher Report recently released a list of hidden impact transfers for the 2024 college football season, highlighting Sabb as one of the top additions. David Kenyon, the author of the report, emphasized Sabb's skills, noting his remarkable performance as the third safety in Michigan's stout defense last season. During that period, Sabb recorded 28 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 5 pass breakups. His contribution, including 6 tackles in the national championship victory over the team led by now Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer in Washington, positions him to immediately take on a starting role in Tuscaloosa. He will join Malachi Moore, the only remaining starter in Alabama's secondary. Expectations are high for Sabb, who could significantly contribute to the Crimson Tide's aspirations of reaching the college football playoff while also elevating his profile for the 2025 NFL Draft. Although the loss of Caleb Downs is a setback for the Crimson Tide, the presence of Sabb, along with more and emerging talents King Mack and Red Morgan, gives Alabama fans reason to believe the secondary can remain top tier. In the defensive perimeter, the focus is on transfers Domani Jackson, a former 5-star recruit from USC, and Deshaun Jones from Wake Forest, who will look to replace NFL-bound corners Terrion Arnold and Kool-Aid McKinstry. Initially, the success of the Crimson Tide will largely depend on the production of their front seven. Jamarian Latham, Tim Keenan III, and Tim Smith are expected to cause havoc in the interior defensive line, while inside linebacker Deontay Lawson will work to maintain organization. With key players like Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell moving on to the NFL, Alabama will be seeking a new emerging star at outside linebacker. Quandarius Robinson, Keanu Coate, and Qua Russa are promising candidates to fill this crucial role. Speaking of Jalen Milroe, the 2024 college football season promises to be marked by a series of changes for the Alabama Crimson Tide. With the arrival of a new head coach, the SEC Conference takes on a new look, while the team's roster undergoes significant updates. Additionally, the college football playoffs have been expanded, adding a new layer of competitiveness and anticipation for fans. Amidst all these transformations, one constant remains: the leadership and skills of quarterback Jalen Milroe. Despite a challenging start in the 2023 season, where Milroe had to compete with Ty Simpson and Tyler Buchner during the offseason, the quarterback secured the starting position and demonstrated resilience throughout the season. After a setback in the Week 3 game against USF, Milroe bounced back and finished the season with an impressive performance, solidifying his position as a legitimate Heisman Trophy candidate. Although it's early to make definitive projections, the initial analyses for the 2025 NFL Draft indicate that Milroe is a highly rated prospect, projected to be selected in the first round. Various draft simulations, such as those conducted by the WEN, Fox Sports, and Touchdown Wire, suggest different destinations for the quarterback, with predictions ranging from the 8th to the 18th overall pick. It's important to note that much can change over the course of the college football season, and Milroe's fate in the NFL Draft remains uncertain. However, Alabama's quarterback is determined to continue surprising and impressing, leading to renewed Crimson Tide in their pursuit of success in the college football playoff and the coveted national championship. With his exceptional skill and winning mentality, Milroe is poised to capture the attention of scouts and fans, cementing his legacy as one of the great players in Crimson Tide history. The Tennessee Vols appear to be leading the race for the 2025 four-star defensive recruit, leaving Alabama Crimson Tide and Georgia Bulldogs as their main competitors. Charles House, a talented three-star defensive tackle for 2025, revealed to On3 this week that Tennessee is ahead in his recruitment process, even before announcing his commitment decision next month. House expressed his admiration for Tennessee, stating that he feels valued by the program and sees the Vols as the team to beat in his final decision. Additionally, he emphasized the positive atmosphere he experiences when visiting the campus in Knoxville, describing it as a significant advantage for the Vols in his recruitment. A native of Charlotte, North Carolina, House is ranked by On3 as the 23rd best defensive tackle in the country and the 9th best player in the state of North Carolina. His impressive stature of 6 feet 3 inches and 300 pounds adds weight to his physical presence in the trenches. Despite Tennessee's apparent lead, House is scheduled to make official visits to both Alabama and Georgia before making his final decision. His official visit to Alabama is set for May 31st, followed by an official visit to Georgia on June 7th. Tennessee will host House on his official visit on June 14th. While Tennessee may have an early advantage, I believe that when he arrives in Alabama, things might change. Let's wait and see. I want to see your comments on the video. Comment.